I don't want to go to the grocery store. I will be a nervous wreck for a solid 2 weeks afterwards. My husband, I don't want him going. He's got asthma. We're about to hit peak in Virginia. Good morning, everyone. It is Friday and we just had pancakes. I had chocolate chip coconut ones with the last of our kind of stale macaroons. This guy's just being the worst. He has been trying so hard to steal food and succeeding, so he keeps doing it because it's a huge reward to get so much yummy food off the counter. Anyway, it is really windy and cold today. Winter has come back to see us, so we are not walking, sadly. And I'm just having a hair up in a bun, sweater pants kind of day. This guy wanted to stay in his jammies. He wants me to play with him, so I'm gonna go do that. Hi everyone, we have had our lunch. We were supposed to get our grocery order from Walmart groceries between 12 and 1, but it's still not here and it is 2:21. So about an hour ago, I did get an email saying that they substituted, let me see, I'm at my computer here. They substituted like 4 or 5 things. 4 things. That looks fine, but then 10 things were out of stock. No donuts. I had 2 kinds of donuts. My rice cakes, both of those didn't make it, even though they're still listed in the search. My husband's ham is gone. Here comes Sebastian. A garlic powder, no napkins. So yeah, a lot of things are missing. The biggest thing is my husband was gonna make ham for himself and the boys for Easter. He got all the sides, but no ham. And the only one he was looking at as an alternative at Whole Foods, which I sometimes have luck with, it is not adding to the cart, so it's probably out of stock and just not showing up yet on the site as out of stock. Probably I wouldn't be able to get a Saturday morning slot anyway, though I'd be willing to stay up till 2 to try. So I'm stressed out. Food is getting harder to get. We don't have a lot of proteins, so it's gonna be an interesting week. We don't have a Sunbasket. We're having less and less available. I don't want to go to the grocery store. I will be a nervous wreck for a solid 2 weeks afterwards. My husband, I don't want him going. He's got asthma. We're about to hit peak in Virginia around the 22nd. I think they're projecting for COVID infections. So yeah, but the most immediate thing that's hard about today is it's nap time, and I can't take him up because I need to be here to sign for groceries that are very, very late. So our day might be extra awful in the afternoon as he gets more and more delirious. But anyway, he wanted to say hi to you, so here he is.
Mama, I want to go sleep with you right now.
Okay, baby.
Hooray!
He wants to go draw chalk, so I'm gonna go do that with him. That was a marathon. Right as I was giving up on waiting for the groceries, because my husband looked it up and they actually are not requiring signatures now. They're leaving it on the porch. I came up, it's like 3 o'clock. I'm like, okay, we really need to start now. I had Jack starting to play with Sebastian as I was getting everything ready, but then a Lyft driver pulls up and that was our groceries, so I ran back down. I gave him a $5 tip. It was cash, so I put it in a plastic baggie and gave it to him. I was really appreciative that he puts his life at risk so I can eat. So please, please tip your delivery guys. They didn't have an option to add it digitally, so I did give them a paper tip, even though money is so dirty. It is money from pre-COVID era. I don't use my cash much. Yeah, so I got all the groceries in. He was great. He said he would sign it for me. he was all masked up and had gloves. And let's see, I got everything in, and then I ran up and checked on the kids. They were doing good, so I ran back down to get all the food put away. It was almost all entirely freezer and fridge stuff, so I just ended up putting everything away because there was only like 2 bags worth that wasn't cold, and I was like, I'm just gonna finish. So now we are at 3:25. Hey, just drink it. I just brought him up one of the oatmeal bars. You look like you're about to eat my finger. I brought him up one of the oatmeal bars that just arrived, so he ate that. See, he's already falling asleep. I did just wash my hands 10 times though, so that is why they are bright red. Look at this. This is what it looks like when you're unpacking groceries, sanitizing groceries, washing your hands every time you have to touch anything in between putting the groceries away. Wash your hands, people. I did see just a few minutes ago, hold on, I just saw a few minutes ago that the soap, hand soap I ordered on Target is coming, so I'm gonna get at least one. I've tried to add hand soap with every, baby, don't talk over me. I've tried to add hand soap to every order I've placed anywhere that sells hand soap, and they've all, please stop, I can't talk.
I want to eat your food.
You already did. Go get a dino finger to eat. Sorry guys. Please, please, please. It makes everybody sad when they can't hear us. We have to take turns. So yeah, everything, the soaps always get canceled, including the Walmart soap, but a hand soap is coming from Target. And I actually did 2 shower gels, one from an Amazon order and one from this Walmart order, and they both came, so we could always use a hand soap. The shower gel is his hand soap. But I need to get him to nap, so we're gonna go do that. Don't untie that, please. He's a disaster. I'm gonna let him bite my finger one more time. Don't bite it for real, just pretend chomp, chomp, chomp. All right, nap time, guys. What do you think?
I feel like I'm about to suffocate and die.
Be glad I only used 2 layers. Some people put a filter in between. What do you think?
Good.
Oh, she wasn't asking me.
You love yours, right? Wait, I can join your club. Let's see if I can do it with one hand. It's a little spent.
It's hilarious. He wears face masks for fashion.
Hello friends, we're gonna wrap up our Friday. Let's recap, shall we? Sebastian's in the shower, so I've got a minute. Let's see. So, we woke up and had pancakes for breakfast. Sebastian requested chocolate chip pancakes with syrup. We are almost out of syrup. I need to order some more from somewhere. But yeah, I made those for him. That was what we used to love to get at our local cafe every weekend. He kind of stole that from me. I always got chocolate chip pancakes, so I don't use syrup, and he decided that he just loved them because I started adding an extra one onto my order so he could have a pancake. And yeah, so I made that. I crumbled up some macaroon onto one of mine because they were getting a little stale and I wanted to make use. I did order some coconut for myself so I could have coconut French toast because I love that. Anyway, after that, I played with Sebastian. He wanted to draw with chocolate, so we've been working on drawing a bakery on the wall, off and on. And I was watching our Walmart order. I didn't know what the process was, if they were going to contact me for substitutions like Whole Foods does, but no. Eventually, like at 1:20, our window for delivery was 12 to 1. Didn't hear anything. At 1:20, I got an email saying they made 4 substitutions, one of which you saw in the video, this gigantic watermelon. I had ordered a personal size watermelon, and they gave me a gigantic one, but all the substitutions were the same price as what I had originally paid, so that was nice. They gave me like way more cheese than I needed, because like, there's just so much cheese. We have a lot of cheese, and I can't even eat cheese. But anyway, I was waiting. They finally sent me substitutions, and so there's 4 things that they swapped out basically for slightly different things, and 10 things that they just canceled. My husband's Easter ham canceled. All of my rice cakes. I love eating rice cakes right before I take my nightly pills. It helps my stomach not hurt. And usually I'm not hungry, so rice cakes are great. They don't fill you up. I'm so upset that they don't have this because I'm almost out. Last night I did crackers instead, and not the same. I like my rice cakes. But what else were they out of? Sebastian had requested a certain cereal, and there's a few other things I can't even remember. But we got food. We're happy to have food. I got tofu. I got 2 packs of tofu, so that's great. There's not so many proteins for the guys, but we'll figure it out. My husband's on a mission to try to find someone local he can support to get his Easter protein. So we might actually all get in the car and drive a couple of cities away, a couple towns away I should say, to a local place so he can run in and get some meat. I said I kind of just want to sit in the car and see the world go by. I don't want to get out. We can just put the kids in the car. We have some books or knitting or stuff to do and just enjoy moving through the world, even if we're in our protected little bubble of the car. So you might see some scenery. We might leave the house. We might leave the neighborhood. Anyway, getting back to grocery order. At like 1:30, we usually go upstairs and start playing and then doing nap time, but the order wasn't here. 2 came, the order wasn't here. 2:30 came, the order wasn't here. Finally at 3, I was like messaging my husband. I'm like, I don't know what to do. We really need to do nap, but everything on their site says you need to sign for your order. But he dug around and he found that during the pandemic, you don't have to sign, so they can leave it on the porch. So I was like, phew. So at 3, I start bringing them up, and I see a car pull up with a little lift, like Uber, but lift in the back. I'm like, I bet that's it. I asked Jax to play with Sebastian, and he did an amazing job. He definitely earned his 5 points for doing that. They were so happy. I grabbed a $5 bill, put it in a little plastic baggie, so I had a tip for him that he didn't have to touch if he didn't want to, because it was clean. It's clean money from before COVID was here. I don't use my cash very often. I probably had that for like 5 months in my bag, and I haven't gone anywhere in 3 weeks, so I'm safe. But yeah, so I brought a tip out. He was really great. He put some gloves on before he left his car. Like, he got out of his car, put some gloves on, got my bags, put them on the porch, and then took his gloves off to take the bag from me with the tip. So he disposed of them and then went into his car clean. Because too many times we've seen delivery people just wearing the gloves, and they get in their car and touch all their dirty car things that has touched everything else, and it's like defeats the purpose of having gloves if you don't take them off after touching the potential contaminant. So anyway, since the kids were playing, I checked on them. I said, I've got to get all these cool things put away. So I ran back down and I started debagging everything. Sadly, I have to throw those bags away because I don't think anybody's taking bag recycling right now, and I can't save them to use because I'm worried that they are contaminated. So I immediately take them and throw them away. Makes me sad. And I just used my last like saved plastic bag, so I don't have any more for like dog barf, and I used it for a watermelon rind. But yeah, I took those off, and I wiped down some of the larger items with Lysol wipes. I just don't want to use too many because I can't get any more, and I saved them for like counters and stuff after I put the groceries away. But got everything put away, wiped everything down, washed my hands a million times. I'm probably repeating myself. I probably told you this before now, but anyway, got back up. The kids were happy. Nobody was yelling. They'd had a great time. I was so relieved. We still had to read some stories. Oh my god, Sebastian's like blowing a whistle in the bathroom. I still had to read some books to him, but he got to sleep by 4. That's like 2 hours too late, but it's Friday and we'll just take it. He needed it. He's a disaster. Even after nap, he was still like running around like a maniac. We made dinner. We all worked as a team. Sebastian wanted to learn how to make the quesadillas, so he helped his daddy, and I had to deal with a massive watermelon. I was expecting a little tiny one, so I got a huge bag of watermelon cubes, a huge Tupperware of watermelon like spears, and yeah, they also had watermelon with their dinner. We had tamales, vegetarian tamales, vegan I should say, there's no cheese involved. And then they made quesadillas. I had one little piece, I just can't do a lot of cheese. I had some black beans, we all had corn, and then the kids had some watermelon with it because I couldn't quite fit everything in the box and bag. Nobody needed dessert because of the watermelon. It's a good thing because I didn't really buy any dessert. I didn't even think of it. I was just trying to get like meals. I did get a box mix of lemon pound cake that we had made a week or 2 ago that I really loved because I miss Starbucks lemon pound cake, lemon loaf, whatever they call it. So I can make that this weekend. We need to fill in some blanks order-wise, so I might make a small Whole Foods order in a few days. But yeah, after that, I went downstairs. I sewed another mask for me and a mask for Jax. I just made it ever so slightly smaller than an adult one, and it looks like it fits really well. And I was kind of escaping the puzzle room because my husband had some really loud metal music, and normally I'd be all about it, but I'm still feeling kind of overloaded sound-wise. So yeah, I wanted to go down there away from everybody, but the kids followed me, of course, and Sebastian wanted to play the drum set that was down there, so I'm still feeling overloaded. And my eyes are so allergied. Like, it's peak season for allergies right now, and then we're having these windstorms that are so bad that we nearly lost one of our shutters. It was banging into the window right by the bed during nap time, and I had to message my husband like, something is banging into the window, it's so loud. And yeah, he went outside right away worried about what it was, and it was one of her shutters. So he had to take that down, and we've got to figure out if he's going to get a new one up there. We have some in the garage, but they might not match. Yeah, so we have to figure that out, especially because the homeowners association is currently demanding that everybody fix things. We're like, how are we supposed to go to the hardware store? How? Anyway, I've talked way too long. You deserve a cookie if you made it through 10 minutes of me talking, because this clip just hit 10 minutes. Anyway, I'm gonna go check on him, and I'm gonna get us ready for bed, and hopefully like wash the pollen off my face and feel a little better, take my allergy medicine a little early, and I will see you tomorrow. Wash your hands.